I'm Nick Boy and I'm here at PAX 2016 at the PAX Rising booth. We are here to check out more indie games. Last time I was here, there were some very cool ones that I had my eye on, so let's go take a look. I'm here with John from Flightless. John, talk to me about Element.
Element is a real-time strategy space game for people that don't have time to play real-time strategy space games, basically.
It is a game for me.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's what everyone says.
It's fantastic. Can you just talk through the basic concept?
We are trying to escape a decaying solar system, and you do that by mining element on a planet, out-mining the enemy, destroying the enemy, and get to the next planet. You do that through a combination of units, put down resources, gain energy, which is your currency, to purchase other resources, and progress on.
I assume you guys are heavily into real-time strategy games in the past?
In the past, yeah, many moons ago, but you get older and you don't have much time, and we thought there's a market for that, so we took a challenge to kind of distill down that strat idea.
I actually really like the idea. I love when these games come out where they are just taking something that is really fun, like real-time strategy, but boiling it down to be something that you don't need to while your entire life away in. Also, it's got a super cool look. Yeah, talk about that.
Well, that's just really boiled down from the premise of trying to boil it down. So I come from a graphic design background. I just wanted to strip away all the fluff. So it's very UI heavy. The units take on the form of the icons that they represent, so there's a lot of iconography going on. And the visual language using color coding to help people work out what's going on was the approach. Even the low poly, we started this 2.5 years ago, so low poly thing wasn't a low poly thing, it was just purely decision based on refining and chiseling away that extraneous stuff.
How hard was it to actually boil that down? Because I know it's kind of like editing, right? Where you feel like everything's necessary and it's just about chipping away again and again.
Yeah, there's a few things that you feel like an RTS should have that we have removed.
Such as?
Things like people are quite surprised we allow people to put a unit down anywhere on the territory. Traditional RTS, you creep around, and you get there, but we thought that was one of the main blocks of having a quick game, so we removed that.
That's so funny, because when I was just playing the game then, it told me to sit down some attack units to destroy the base, and I sat one near my base, and then it started firing, and I went, oh, it's a bit far away. Wonder if I can and then I just surrounded the enemy base with them.
It's a legitimate tactic, because you're against an AI, and you're forcing the AI to think about that affront on it, so that's a legitimate tactic. And we thought we were not going to penalise people for doing that, it's a fast game. Our fog of war is the fact that you have to orient the whole planet and visualise where things are. It is on Steam Early Access at the moment. We are launching first quarter next year, Steam, iOS. The platform we're running here is also Xbox One, so console later on, and we also have a VR version in development.
Is it just AI or is it multiplayer as well?
It is just one player at the moment. We're thinking about doing a head-to-head single device. Multiplayer would be great, but it'd take us another 10 years.
Right, okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad you just got the game out in the first place. Okay, thanks very much, man.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
I'm here with Andrew from Juicy Cupcake. Talk to me about Brief Battles.
So it's a couch gaming brawler beat 'em up where you fight your friends with super-powered underpants.
So this basically just sounds like sexy games on the couch.
It's a little more cute and friendly than that, not so seedy, but I guess you could play actual in your underpants if you want.
And so what was the inspiration for the game?
Well, I guess we had this original character, Kevin. He was like this little underpant wearing sticky little pink pudgy hero that liked to run around, be blobbly, stick to walls and roofs, and we ended up deciding to take the power from his pants and embrace the power of the butt, I guess, yeah.
I really dig the game. I don't think there's enough these sort of couch co-op and sort of things. It has a sort of Towerfall Ascension vibe.
Yeah, it's definitely the sort of game that we love to play. Like, I guess since we started making games, we still have full-time jobs. I kind of ruled out any sort of social life. So if you catch up with friends, why not squeeze in some gaming time there as well and just have a good laugh with friends, just what we love.
One of the biggest things I noticed, the control of the character, he's got a really floaty jump in the same way like Little Big Planet or Spelunky. How hard is it to find the right kind of movement in this where it's all just about moving around one screen?
We spent a fair bit of time on the movement system, really. Like, you might, as you spend more time with it, get used to the wall climb mechanic. We actually have like a sort of really fast throw-off jump as well that you can kind of just like launch out of the way and become really tactical. But we spent a fair bit of time just getting, I think, the jump just right. I designed the levels really grey boxed out so you can hop from one point to another and feel really smooth while you do it. So yeah, we're trying to make the play feel good.
What was your role in the game?
So there's only two of us in the team, so
half of everything.
Yeah, so the other guy, he does all the programming and animations, character modeling, and I'll do the design and music and any other content and business side. So
because one other thing I really liked about it is that unlike a lot of these sort of couch co-op games, you've got the levels as you go through get harder. It's not just like the same screen the whole time.
Yeah, we were trying to add a bit of environmental element to it. So some of the mountain levels, you're going to lose the floor a lot of the time. A lot of swings, sort of physics-based platforms and trapdoors. Caves, we've got a few like acid spitters that are spitting mucus out of their mouths, butts, I don't know.
It's butts, let's keep in theme with the rest of the game.
And yeah, things like ice as well, getting caught by ice guys, things like that. We want to keep people on their toes, not just worry about the players, but also use your environment to your advantage.
Awesome, thanks very much, man.
No worries, thank you.
I'm here with Miles from Echidna Studios. Miles, what did I just lose at?
You just lost at Merchants and Mercenaries.
And that's the ad. What's the game?
It's a real-time strategy game, hex-based, buying up hexes, trying to build a castle, and defeat your enemies.
It's basically like tiny Civ.
Yes, very much so. With a board game feel, that's what we're going for.
Yeah, it's to me it kind of felt like a combination of Civilization and something like Catan.
Yes, absolutely. That is exactly what I was going for.
Yeah, you can put that on the poster.
Yeah.
So, talk to me through the development. How did the game come about?
I first started thinking about it. I was watching Will Wheaton have his YouTube channel on tabletop games.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I wanted a game kind of like Catan, kind of like other things. I wanted Civ, but Civ's way too complicated, takes way too long to play, and it's horrible to play with friends who don't know how to play. And I wanted Catan, but Catan's too simple. So I wanted in between that.
And so what do you think are the essentials for this genre?
Micromanagement on all your resources. So everything has to have a purpose, but you have to have dual purpose so that when you spend it on one, you can't spend it on something else.
Yeah.
You've got to have a conflict between the control of land and that of the control that other players have of it. So you have to fight over everything. And
And you need graphics.
oh yeah, you need that. Yeah.
And what was your role on the team?
I was the programmer and designer.
So you're a small 3-person team. How insanely difficult has that been?
It's been crazy. We've got 3, so we've got my music guy, who we have an original piano composition for all the music in the game. He's also my PER guy. I got my graphic artist doing vector art for everything, and then I program everything and design the whole game, and it's just been exhausting.
And what platforms, when can we expect to be playing this ourselves?
It is coming to PC on early access on Steam next week, and when we do full release, it will come to iOS and Android as well.
We may not be putting this up for a couple of days, so when you say next week, what date?
Okay, what day is it today?
It is now the 5th.
5th, so 7th.
The 7th.
7th.
So it's already out.
Yeah.
Well, good luck from the past for the future.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that has been the PAX Rising booth. I swear the indie games are even stronger this year than they were last year. It's just getting better and better here. Heaps of awesome stuff to keep an eye on. And also, really interesting with the sort of push towards early access and that sort of thing. About half of this stuff is playable for you guys right now. So if there's anything you liked there, it's probably on Steam for you right now. And there are way too many cool games to play here. So if there's anything awesome that we missed, it seems like we will absolutely be doing first plays of it on Pocket later on. So if I missed your game, just tweet me and let me know and we'll check it out. All right, that is it for today's episode of Pocket My Pocket Days. Nick, bye up. Alphas will be able to enjoy the spoils of an open space box for free forever and ever and ever and ever, and there goes my soul. Let's move on now to a little bundle of patches that won't devastate your existence.